off a daily fantasy. His number too high, then I'm probably fading him. He been on the road, he gon' eat up my salary. I hit a buy, he gon' lie before lock. Play back to back, then I probably won't pick on the DFS bachelor. Good as it gets. Bit a few liners and hit me a leg. He had a good game, but it might be a trick. Log in the Slack so I know who to pick. Sharing our liners, we all gon' get rich. New to this game, you should come to the pad. You might want some cash and get a good laugh. DFS Sports, we gon' run up a bag. He heard every game and it's making me mad. You buying your lineups, I think you a cheater. DFS bachelor, he the new leader. Yeah.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Bachelor Pad. I, of course, am the DFS Bachelor, and thank God we are not talking about esports. As you can see, the beautiful man to my left, we're talking WNBA. We're talking WNBA. WNBA DFS is back. It starts Saturday, and we couldn't hold off. We were going to do this in the morning, but we could not wait. So here we are. My brother, how are you?
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, ain't no way. Like, I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I think I got everything I need right now. All we really need is a star lineup, so everything else is good to go, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you brought up the starting lineups because you can follow us on Twitter at DionBoykin1, at DFS Bachelor. Those will be in the video description below. I'll also have a link for Draft Dashboard for you MLB and NBA players. Of course, I'm going to have my player pools and cheat sheets and projections and all of that stuff will be in there.
Almost there.
Hockey player pools will be there when that starts. Those will be up there as well. You can click that link. Try it right now. 30 days for $1. Get in there, get ready, get used to using it because NFL is right around the corner too. And you know what we did last year for the NFL. WNBA is going to be – we have a really – interesting 3-game slate that's been made more interesting by player after player after player leaving the Washington Mystics. If you think about that show we did a month ago, they are no longer the favorite. Things have gone downhill quickly. They're without Natasha Cloud, Della Don, LaToya Sanders, Tina Charles. I mean, that's a four. Christy Tolliver gone in LA. Like, holy shit, it's a much different team. So it's going to be really interesting. But the starting lineups, like I was talking about, we know how it is with WNBA, and it could be even a little bit tougher this year. We don't know how – I know there's concerns in baseball too, like how the information, you know, with the closed clubhouses and team personnel not allowed to be around, etc., due to COVID. So it might even be more difficult to be starters, but we are grinding our asses off, harassing the teams. You will see me. I literally do harass the franchises. They eventually do respond. So we'll do our best. At DionBoykin1, at DFS Bachelor. Give us a follow. Try Draft Dashboard. 3 games. We're going to go position by position. We're going to cover Fanduel and DraftKings. I'll pull that up on the screen when we go to Fanduel. Dion's the Fanduel guru. Anyways, he's better at WNBA Fanduel than I am. So I will refer to him quite a bit for that. Also, thank you for your support. Hit the subscribe button down below. Hit that like button. Leave a comment in the comment section. Our giveaways are back. Every Monday, I'm going to be doing $25 PayPal giveaways. I'm not sure if that has a sponsor yet, but for right now, I'll be the sponsor. I'll be the sugar daddy on Mondays for right now. I'm getting old. I got to find myself a nice young one. It's time to be a sugar daddy and settle down.
Hey, get it.
I'm an idiot. Cheers to you all. Hit subscribe. Hit that like button. Really do appreciate it. We're back. We're rolling. Also, this fall, you're going to hear in just a few weeks, you'll see me over at sportsbookreview.com handicapping the NFL with Donnie Rightside and the whole crew over there. Major production. It's going to be in a new studio that I'm building in my garage. I'm very excited. Everything is freaking excited. I'm excited to see your beautiful face. It's all good.
Oh, yeah. I'm so ready.
You're just ready to get into it? So let's go to guard and go to Fanduel right now? Is that what we're ready to do?
Right now.
Okay, so let's start at the top. Let's go from like the where do you want to go? Like
we'll go above 5K.
Above 5K. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and we should remind people too, usually in WNBA DFS, paying up for guard is not generally the way to go. It's the way to be contrarian in tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
The forwards just score more fantasy points in general. So, and there's usually more value at guard. We'll find out. It's a new year. Things are different. There's no fans. I wouldn't go super heavy this first slate. I'm gonna go heavier than I should just because I can't help myself and I'm a fucking
Me
degenerate.
too.
That's what's going to happen. I wish I would, but my advice, I would say do as I say, not as I do, and see how this all works out because this is going to be interesting. It's just different. We don't know how this is going to play out, how the minutes are going to look, etc. The Indiana Fever have only been practicing for like 3 days. They got there late because of a COVID outbreak on the team. So there's a lot of shit that we just don't know. And I think that's important to keep in mind.
Healthy now, like they got a bunch of players that stepped up for them last year. It's like now I was looking at the team like, what you gonna do with them?
Yeah, exactly. So top end at guard.
Speaking of, like we'll start right at it, and like Jordan Cannon, 6,500. She's not worth that price anymore. And you got to think about it. Sue Bird is back. Joel Lloyd is healthier. Like we got to see what the starting lineup's gonna look like first before we can even think about paying that type of price for Jordan Canada because she probably won't be playing the minutes. Now I will say against New York, which could be a blowout. Like, yeah, but nah, I don't think you go there now on the first slate.
No.
Skylar Diggins is interesting to me. I don't hate the price tag. It's really that's a GPP spot for me. But I think, man, if you think about the way she played in Dallas in the pick and roll with Cambage, man, that pick and roll game was a thing of beauty, right or wrong.
Right.
You know, with her and Cambage. Now she get to do that with Griner, and also have the shooter in the corner and Taurasi who can knock down a shot or jumper. You know, so I mean that's the GOAT. Like having two different options to go to, man. That's gonna be great. That's gonna be great for her. You know, I can see that she can possibly hit double digits assists in this game.
Any concern about the year off? Like, do you think they ease her in? Do you think she gets the minutes? That's the one thing I'm concerned about.
I think she really just comes back. I mean, you got to think about it with the COVID thing going how it did. That gave her much more time to rest. So I don't think she comes back with any limitations. You know, they've already pretty much been resting as is.
Right.
But man, in the last 3 games when she did play before this last season, she had 11 assists in 2 of those games. So, I mean, if you think about that, that's just doing it with Cambage because that was really the one person that you know would score. Now, when you had Azure Stevens who can knock down a shot every once in a while, KT who can do it every once in a while, like it didn't have
this is different.
This
Taurasi and Griner, that's way different.
Yeah, that's way different, man. And if you think about that, she was doing that already with Dallas. Man, the sky's the limit in Phoenix, man. I really like that play. That could be like you said, the pay-up spot where you pay up for her and she win you a GPP on that one.
Yeah, she'll be low-owned. There's no doubt about it in my mind that she will be very low-owned, probably in that 12 or 11% type range. It's going to be pretty low.
I like going at Chelsea Gray as well on coming back at it. Yep. If you really want to get crazy with it and playing both of them in the lineup together, I don't hate that at all. Man, but other than that, I do like Taurasi. Like I said, she should get a lot more shots now with the way now they can't double team Griner on the pick and roll like they used to, because now you have her. She can kick it back out to Skylar Diggins, who can knock down a shot, or kick it off to Taurasi, who can knock down a shot. So, I mean, again, possibilities are endless with this team. We just got to see how it all gels out.
Right. Taurasi said recently that she's not 100%, but I guess she's looked good. Jeff Metcalf, according. So that could just kind of be some head games, etc. She even said if she didn't play this year, if she sat out from COVID, she was going to call it a career. So I like that price tag. You're not going to, if Taurasi goes off for 40 here, this will be the last time you see Diana Taurasi under 7K. So you may as well take a shot at least once. See what happens. Even though LA is, Chelsea Gray is a good defender, but they did lose Alana Beard, so it's going to be a little bit different. They brought in Christy Tolliver, so I do think it's kind of a matchup. One of those two guards is going to have Christy Tolliver on him, and that's
remember Tolliver sitting out.
That's right.
This year too, so we have that.
Brittany Sykes. Is it going to be Brittany Sykes?
Yeah, Brittany Sykes.
Okay.
Somebody like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, that's a good matchup for Taurasi. Hell, she kind of got the advantage there.
Right.
Sue Bird, I'm gonna talk about her, but I think I'm gonna talk about her more on DraftKings than I am on
Right.
FanDuel.
Right. That's too high. She's
DraftKings,
gonna have a reduced role. I'm not sure she starts, but she's too cheap.
man.
I'm not sure that she starts because Alicia Clark's gonna start and play a shit ton of minutes. You know Howard
Mm-hmm.
and Stewie are gonna start. Now you have
Mm-hmm.
Mercedes Russell coming off the bench, who was a key player for them last year.
Yes.
She was
Yep.
great for them last year. So what do you
Yep.
do with it? You have Jordan Canada, Jewel Lloyd, Sue Bird. Sue Bird's 40 years old. Again, she wasn't healthy. Do you think she takes a step back? Do you think they can't bench her, can they? Can they bench Sue Bird?
I don't think they basically were. That's why I said
I don't
you don't pay
know.
that price. That's why I said you don't pay for Jordan Kennedy. Like dead
Yeah.
ass. And you gotta see how the game has been advertised. Sue Bird versus Sabrina. Like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I don't think they go away from that, man. I don't
Right.
think they do. That's why I say you just skip over Jordan Kennedy for this
Right.
first game. We gotta wait and see how that how she plays well in that role or not.
Right.
Yeah. But I will say Kia Nurse, I like the price for her and Leilani Mitchell. One, Kia Nurse playing alongside Sabrina. It's the same thing. I like that trio: Sabrina, Kia, and Zowie. Like that trio to me is it should be something special to watch this year, especially in the pick and roll game, because we know Zowie is actually a really good passer.
Right.
But I see a lot more shots coming for Kia Nurse, man. That's just it has to
There's
be a
no
lot
Tina Charles. There's no Tina
yeah,
Charles.
and then she don't have to get the double teams that she's been getting as well, in some of those games.
Well,
where
you
she
can only
just
a body can only handle so many double teams. Like let me tell you, speaking from experience, you got to eat. Like after so many double teams, it's just like where do you go from there? So you gotta watch it. It's important. Am I allowed to say that? I don't even know. Probably.
we back, baby.
We're back. We're
But
back.
yeah,
Leilani Mitchell, I love
Leilani
that
Mitchell,
price.
yeah, come on now. We already seen what she can do in the starting role. So I mean, she's gonna get as many minutes as she can handle. And Washington, that's one of the teams that really didn't really have a impact rookie that can come in and change the whole dynamic of the team right away. So I mean, I don't think she loses any minutes or anything like that.
No.
It's the same thing with Phoenix. They don't really have any players like that they drafted that is just gonna come in and take over somebody like Skylar Diggins minutes. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, Shatori Walker Kimbrough. She went from Washington to Phoenix. Sophie Cunningham. No, you're right. Those guards are going to see big minutes. And Leilani Mitchell, they didn't even keep a rookie on their team in Washington, if you remember. The guard that may compete for some minutes, she looks like she's going to be. That's Kiara Leslie, who they drafted last year. She missed the whole year, and now she's coming back. You sit so still sometimes. I swear to God, I just thought it froze.
Yeah,
I just thought you froze. You just did it. It finally happened. It happened early. That will not be the first time you hear me say that this year. I'm like, shit, it's frozen. It's frozen. But it's not. I don't know how you do that. I'm going to try to do that right now while you talk. Go ahead.
Oh, man, you'll learn being in the military, shit.
I can't do it. I got problems. I probably made a stupid face there, too.
Oh. But yeah, Kelsey Mitchell and Sykes, those players are Tiffany Mitchell, those players are tournament plays for me.
Yeah.
But I don't hate Kelsey Mitchell versus Leilani Mitchell.
Oh, I guess we overlooked this. Bria Hartley did sign with Phoenix.
Yes, yeah.
So
yeah,
she's gonna see some minutes, absolutely. And they could go with 3 guards too, because thank God there's no more of the little sisters. We don't have to deal with the Camille and Sancho little bullshit on Phoenix. Thank God. I'm so fucking happy. Bria Hartley, but I think she's a little overpriced at 5,400. Again, we don't know what her role is gonna be, how many minutes she gets, but still, Bria Hartley 5,400. That's not happening for me. Even if she starts, it's iffy for me. It's. Yeah. One player we didn't talk about. Let's talk about Sabrina. She's at 6'8". Any interest there?
Yeah.
Against a tough Seattle defensive team.
Definitely. You're gonna have to throw her in the lineup. There's no way that one of the highly touted rookies coming out of the draft. There's no way that you're gonna fade her on opening night. Like,
right?
Nah.
Right.
I'm definitely gonna have to put her.
Right. Now we're down. Should we go to DraftKings above? Anything else above 5K there that you
Hey,
like?
I will say this. I will say this.
Joyner Holmes,
Now, while I
5,200. Is
don't,
she gonna fucking? What the fuck is that? Like, that's just a hard no, right? Joyner Holmes,
yeah,
rookie in New
I don't,
York.
yeah, I don't know what that's all about. Like a lot of you won't hear me talk about a lot of these rookies, man, because I don't. Like I said, on this first slate, it's not a lot of people that's just on. But maybe New York, but their rotation has always been crazy anyway. So we really don't
Right,
go into depth on New York's rotation. But I
right.
will say this about Sabrina. Now, when she played against Team USA, who had some really good players on that team, Skylar Diggins, Sue Bird, Tarasi, being a few of those names, she lit their ass up. So I'm definitely gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna have her in
gonna
a tournament lineup. There's no way I don't, dude. You
yeah,
have to. You have
I'm
to.
definitely gonna have.
And
And
she
it
may
didn't
not
matter
be
the
that
senior
popular.
foul.
Seattle
Yeah.
is tough defensively. They're that's just the bottom line. They're tough.
The price tag on both sides.
Yeah.
Her price tag on both sides, man. It's they
Yeah.
really went there.
At 7.5 on DraftKings, I'm here on DraftKings. 7.5. That's pretty cheap for who's the player who's going to be the focal point of the offense. I like
Yeah.
Sabrina a lot at 7.5 on DraftKings. Like Kia Nurse is at 8.5. I'll play Sabrina over Kia Nurse all day long. That's an easy call. Like, that's not even close. For me, it's kind of flip flopped on FanDuel. Kia Nurse is cheaper than Sabrina, so then maybe you have some more interest in Kia Nurse there. Jewel Lloyd, I think, is pretty cheap on FanDuel at 5.9, but she's 8.1 on DraftKings. I want to see how that guard rotation goes. Let's not forget, Sammy Whitcomb didn't look terrible last year. She's going to get some minutes. Of all the teams, Seattle is the closest to whole, and the only difference, I mean, obviously Breanna Stewart coming back, but they know how to play with Breanna Stewart. So that's going to be interesting to see. Ariel Atkins, I don't think we talked about her enough. She'll be under 5K on FanDuel, but she's up here at 7.7 on DraftKings. I like her a lot more on FanDuel at 4.7. We'll get to that when we skip back to FanDuel when we go under. I'm just going 7K and above here on DraftKings, and we'll go to the value gals on FanDuel and switch back over to DraftKings, and maybe next show we'll change that up.
Skylar Diggins price.
And Diana Taurasi. I mean, they're in the value range. We're gonna have to get to them. Yeah, Skylar Diggins Smith 6'5", Diana Taurasi 6'6". That is a lock for me on DraftKings. 100%
Yeah,
lock.
you can play both of them, yo, because she gonna get that assist.
You
And
can
got
play them both.
bonus. You got double bonus. Oh God!
Like, basically, think about this: Skylar Diggins Smith. She's a different type of player than DeWanna Bonner, but there were plenty of times where you could play Griner, Taurasi, and Bonner.
Yeah.
You could do that again. And on this slate, Taurasi... Now, I do expect Taurasi to be very popular. She's going to be highly owned. That's a stupid price. I don't know what the hell is going on there. But
You got Leilani Mitchell higher than both of them.
You have Brittany Sykes. Rakana Williams is higher than fucking Taurasi and Diggins Smith. That doesn't make any sense to me. You can play all sorts of them on DraftKings and enjoy it because it's worth it. Holy shit. That's pretty much it for me at the top. I think Canada's overpriced. Kelsey Mitchell is the second most expensive guard on DraftKings at 8,900. That's just... Now listen, we talked about Erica Wheeler's probably not going to be with the team. So Kelsey Mitchell's going to see the minutes. So is Tiffany Mitchell. But they've also got this Almond, the rookie, Almond, who we'll get to here in a moment. She's way down here on... holy shit, where is she at on... She's all the way down at 5,400, so there's some value to be had with the Indiana backcourt because Erica Wheeler is not with the team. But 8,900 for Kelsey Mitchell or 6,800 for Tiffany Mitchell, that's an easy choice for me. I'll take Tiffany Mitchell, 2,100 cheaper. All right, let's go. Stay at guard, but let's go 5K and under on FanDuel.
Kennedy Burks also.
Yeah, Kennedy Burke. They just have a lot of Julie Allemond. From what I'm hearing, she's going to play a big role with that team. Now, and they have a new coach. It's tough to say. Indiana's pretty good. We'll probably know their starting lineup the day before. They send out those articles on their Twitter page. I really like that. We'll have that retweeted out. And then there's this other New York guard. So, honest to God, I don't know shit about Jasmine Jones or Joyner. Should I play either one of them? Is one of them going to start?
I don't know. know either of them.
New York is the worst team, by the way, in the league giving information, so it's going to be very tough. So for me, those are low-owned tournament plays only, both of them. One of them could see a lot of minutes next to Sabrina, you know.
And I'm seeing that Laisha Clarendon might start as well.
Oh, well, she's my favorite value play on FanDuel. So I'm glad
Right.
you brought her up. She's at 3,900, and I love that price for her. I'm going to be playing her quite a bit on FanDuel.
And I definitely, like you said, you definitely need some Ariel Atkins at 4.7. That is crazy.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep.
With everybody else. Now, she shits the bed in the playoffs. Don't get that twisted.
Yeah.
She does. But during the regular season, she actually plays a little way better than what she does in the playoffs. She nut up in the playoffs. But we ain't got to worry about that this year, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
You never know. Washington could surprise us all and still be favorites to win it all.
Yeah.
So,
Ruffin Pratt at 4.8 for LA. I'll pass.
Mm-hmm. I think the next play that I'm probably go to is our girl Vivens.
Oh my God, I'm so excited! Victoria Vivians is back. She's been playing overseas too. Just watching an interview with her. Julie Alamon too. I have to say the most beautiful WNBA team is probably the Indiana Fever. I love Natalie Akonwa and I love Victoria Vivians so much. She was my favorite player 2 years ago. And she's back, and again with no Erica Wheeler. Again, we have to see how some of these rookies, Alamond, etc., Doyle, Kennedy Burke, but from what I've been hearing from the coaches watching, they're trying to play a more up-tempo game. I actually like this Indiana-Washington game quite a bit.
Vivens will shoot that bitch on the run.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Victoria Vivians is ready to go. 4K, love it.
Get ready because she lets it fly.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it like you said, new coach. We have to see how that all works out. But shit, with Pokey, it was green light all day, and I mean, she was running and gunning.
For me, those are the two value plays on FanDuel: Vivians and Laisha Clarendon. I guess if you want a little bit of Rakana Williams at 4.6, I don't hate that either. And then everything else down there, I just don't see it. Simone Augustus with LA at 3.6, maybe. I don't think so. I think you stop right there. Vivians and Clarendon, and I think they're both absolutely viable. Especially if New York keeps it a little bit close. Obviously, if it's a blowout, I doubt they throw out their veterans to get a bunch of minutes. We'll see. That's when you probably will get some of that Joyner and the who's the other gal? Joyner Holmes and Jasmine Jones, the rookies. New York's a young team. They're going young. You know, I just don't know a ton about them. I think it's the Sabrina show, like you said, with Zowie B, Kia Nurse. If we go anything else there in value range on FanDuel at guard?
Let's go to our favorite topic.
DraftKings value guards.
Yep.
We talked about Taurasi Diggins Smith. Absolutely crazy. Alamond at 5.4, I think, is a tournament play. Vivian's at 5.2. And then let's get to it. I'll let you take it away here at the 4,900 spot.
Bloomberg at 4.9 is fucking madness, bro. Even if she don't start at 4.9, come on, man. How do you pass that up? Because you need, and Batch, we talk about this all the time. For y'all that's new, that's playing, you only need 4x on DraftKings.
That's right.
For them to hit value. 4.9.
Yeah, she needs 18.
Come on.
She needs 19 points. I mean, come on.
That she's not gonna get that shit
against New York.
New York, watching the podcast and just go the fuck on somewhere else and wait for MLB or something. But at 4.9, bro, if you not locking that, especially in cash, if you don't have
that's a cash game play, 100%.
You fucking up.
New York last year, just for the record, gave up the most fantasy points to opposing guards, and they got worse defensively, in my opinion, losing Bria Hartley. That's what she did. She's a terrible shooter, terrible everything else.
And Brittany Boyd.
And Brittany Boyd, yeah, who I think that she finally signed with Vegas. I think we talked about her on the video, and then boom, Brittany Boyd signed with Vegas like 2 days later. Or was that
Bentley?
It was Alex Bentley.
Yep.
So it's just going to be a young backcourt. There's no Asia Durr. Not that matters for New York. Like, what an absolute bust she was. But, I mean, that was just fucking horrible. Just horrific last year. So even in limited minutes, we see this in WNBA. A player will have jack shit, and then all of a sudden, boom, 15 points in like
Oh,
2 minutes. You're
I
like,
swear.
what the hell just happened? That's what happens in WNBA DFS. Love Sue Bird down there. I mean, she's cheaper than Ruff and Pratt, Clarendon, Willoughby, like, you don't go any lower than that. I don't see anything down here unless you think maybe Doyle. Here's Jones down here for New York. I don't see that either.
Yeah, I'll let somebody else beat me on that, man.
There's too much value at guard.
Yeah.
You can play Bird
with
at
all the
4'9" and Taurasi and Diggins Smith at 6'6" and 6'5". You don't. Sabrina at 7'5". There's so many ways to pay down at guard and get great value.
And get all the forwards that you want.
That's right. Speaking of forwards, let's go to the forwards.
Go to it. This is our favorite topic, so we'll probably be here for a while.
Yeah, we're only 25 minutes in. That's all right. We can make this an hour-long show as long as your wife doesn't blame me. Just don't blame me for the divorce. It's not my fault.
My daughter fell asleep in the bathtub, so I'm gonna have to go get her.
I have a second beer lined up because I knew this would be long, so I just cheers myself. Cheers to you all.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's start at the top. Let's go.
I'm paying for it. I don't care what y'all say, what you think. I'm paying for it. Freshly off an injury, I'm paying for it. If you don't pay for it, yes. If you don't pay for it, that's your prerogative. But I'm paying for it. Fuck that.
Brianna Stewart, 8K, coming off the torn ACL. She's back, healthy.
She had nothing less than 45 in the 3 meetings that she played against New York with Tina Charles. That's nothing less than 45 in those 3 games.
Ruptured Achilles, I should say, not torn ACL, by the way. I have to stand corrected.
Yeah. But come on, man. Come on. Really? You think Zowie's going to contain her? Fuck no.
No. Who are the New York forwards after Zowie B? I don't even, honest to God, I don't know who they are. Who are they?
Bro, listen, it's
Megan
over
Walker?
with. She is going to go ham, bro. You might have one that can slow her down, but ain't nobody fucking stopping her. She gonna get whatever she wants. She just gonna adjust her game.
Right.
This is gonna be over with. That's the one player that in the WNBA you cannot stop because you can shut out the first half, but the second half is hers. She didn't already figure out how to adjust to what the fuck you throw at her, and it's over with. She hitting everything. Yeah. Everything. So I'm paying for it. Like, fuck that. I'm paying for it. I don't even think you think about that. This is Della Don's not on the slate no more.
Della Don's gone. Yeah, that's really the big story. Della Don's not going to play. Even if she wasn't considering this sit out because of COVID and the Lyme disease, she had back surgery as well. She wouldn't be ready right away anyway. So that mystery is gone. I hope that they say, oh, we're keeping her on the team and she's traveling out to the bubble. And I hope people play her. And if you're watching this show, you'll know not to, because even if she shows up, she is not fucking playing. She's not ready because of her back.
Yeah.
Does the emergence of Natasha Howard last year, an interesting year for Natasha Howard? I got attacked by her aunt once because she decided to smack around her girlfriend. And this was a very interesting summer last year. You know, simpler time. I remember thinking that was so annoying. It's like, I would go back to that any day of the week. You know, they just have a lot of options in Seattle. Sue Bird, Jewel Lloyd, Jordan Canada, Mercedes Russell, Natasha Howard, Alicia Clark. It's just player after player after player. This, to me, Seattle's the favorite to win the title. Now,
I think with her, you just play her in tournaments. Now she did. She's only gone for more than 42 fantasy points in one of her last 6 meetings versus New York. And this is last year and the year before with Stewie there. Now, they had one game where they both went off for 50. That could possibly happen. Mm-hmm. That could still
I remember that day. I wish I had played him. Oh, that was so annoying. Man. I remember that game. I remember that slate. I sure do.
Other than that, it's mainly Stewie going off and she taking the back seat. So,
yeah.
I mean, if you're running out a whole bunch of lines, I'd definitely say just throw one with them 2 in it, see what happens.
Sure.
But that's definitely a tournament play for me. Like you said, Mercedes Russell, super tournament play at 5-4.
Yeah. Yeah. What about here at what about Griner at 7-7? Yeah. I love Brittany. Now, LA is going to be tough defensively in the front court with the Agumake sisters. Of course, are both Agumake sisters playing?
No, just NECA.
Just yeah, Shanae is sitting out, right? But Candace Parker's back. I think Brittany Griner, she has even talked about she's healthy, she's fresh. I love that price at 7-7. Sign me up for Brittany Griner.
She should feast. Like, that's all I got to say. She should feast.
Yep.
So I mean, yes, definitely.
What about Parker at 7-4? Are we
now,
getting Candace Parker? Fucking pissed me off last year.
Listen to this though. You know I always got these little gems, and I should normally save it for my chat, but I got y'all because this is our first pod, so I'm gonna let y'all in on this.
You're not saving shit for any chat. We're saying it right here on the show. I'll beat up your chat. Facts.
So listen. We all know that she got 60-point upside. She did not have the season that we thought she was going to have last year. She had times where she really should have went off in spots that she just let all the way down. Now,
I'm talking Candace Parker, right?
Yes, Candace Parker.
Okay.
So, she still averaged a double-double versus Phoenix despite shooting 3 of 10 and 3 of 8 from the field. Now, those last couple points came from free throws, but she still averaged a double-double. Did you hear what I just said?
And we should note she was injured a lot of the year and then came back, but she never just looked right at all last year.
3 of 10 and 3 of 8 from the field. Now, I very rarely think we see those two numbers ever pop up in the game of total shots that she's taking.
Right.
Like, I don't think we see that this season. 2, like you said, she's feeling a lot better. She's a lot healthier. And then her daughter is what's motivating her a whole lot to go off this season because her daughters get interested in the WNBA. That's just more motivation to play her on this slate. I really think that a lot of people are going to fade her, and that's going to be one of the plays that you need to have. I'm telling you now, I'm looking at the numbers. She still averaged a double-double shooting so low from the field. And the combined game, she shot 6 of 18. Like, come on.
God, I'm just looking at it now.
Is falling.
I agree with all of it. I just didn't need you to tell me that because now that means that's like 15 more fucking lineups I have to make because there's a lot of forwards I like. Like, before this show started, like, Griner was probably my first or second favorite. My favorite is the gal right underneath Candace Parker, Tierra McCowan. I don't know anyone on Washington that's stopping her. Maybe McCowan's going to be a fucking monster, and she's priced down, and we know she's double upside.
If you stop playing, like, after you got pissed off at the end of last season, oh, man, you missed it. Her, Kennedy Burks, these players going off.
No, I love Tierra. No, I played in the shadows. The shadows. I just could not deal with trying to track down what really pissed me off was, like, the athletic, like, oh, WNBA beat writers everywhere, and we're covering everything. Bullshit. You guys they knew less than we did. We would ask them questions. Remember? Oh, I'm not even with the team. The only one that was worth the damn, there's 2 of them. Gibbs with Washington, and of course Dorothy Gentry, who I love to death. And if you ever want to know anything about the Dallas Wings, Dorothy Gentry is on top of it because she knows. But the rest of it was bullshit. And the players were I think the players are going to be motivated this year. I think everyone has a new appreciation for every sport.
Yeah.
That's how the world works now,
Yeah.
Love Tierra McCowan at 7-2. I love the living shit out of that play. I think she gets all the minutes in the world. Now, you do worry a little bit. They're not going to bring her off the bench and start Akanwa and Dupree, are they?
I do not think so. Right now, though, what I have projected is Dupree is going to be starting. McCowan is probably still going to be in that starting role. Because remember, they took Akanwa out.
Yeah.
Kind of I guess they want to just keep their veteran up there.
All 3 of them, excellent plays. Candace Dupree getting up there in years, but still chugging along. We'll get to her in just a second. What about NECA at 7K? Because we're about to get to one of my other favorite forward plays on the slate.
I do. I still really like her. She's had, 1 game under 30 versus Phoenix last year in 3 games. So, I love her. Love her.
Yeah, she's underpriced, and there's no Shanae there now.
Yes.
Christy Tolliver's out. Like, NECA at 7K, her and the next gal we're going to get to, there's actually the next 3 in order. I think all 3 of them are underpriced.
Yeah.
So NECA at 7K, I think is underpriced. Emma Meesman at 6'7" with no Della Don, no Tina Charles. She could
Crazy.
put up 60 against
Crazy.
Indiana.
Yeah. Crazy
It's
price.
too cheap. I love Emma Meesman. That's what I mean. I'm gonna have to have so many lineups because I think there's so
Of
many good
course.
plays.
Of
I
course.
love this.
Yeah.
I
You
love
can
this
mix.
3-game slate.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And then Zowie B. She's the only. I don't know any. Who are
6K?
the other forwards for New York?
6K?
Who are they?
Come on. I only got one other forward that I'm looking at on that roster, and everybody is going to fucking
Maybe
hate
Kia
for it.
Stokes at 3'8", I guess.
Bro, you know I'm going there.
Yeah, I
You know
know. I don't want to get too much into that. But Zowie B at 6K?
6K.
Like
That's
NECA, Meesman, Zowie B, even Griner's too cheap at 7'7". You're right about Parker at 7'4". McCount. There's a lot of good plays. I think the ownership's going to be pretty dispersed. It's going to
Here's
allow you to make a unique lineup.
exactly.
Leave
That's
some
what's
salary on the table. If you
that's
leave
what,
salary on the table, you have a shot at being all alone in first. That's all I
yeah.
got to say.
And the forward, getting your forwards right, that's what's gonna win it for you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
That's what's gonna win it for you. Because it's gonna be a guard out there that fucking does that
yeah,
everybody takes, and your
yeah,
forwards is what's gonna win it for you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see. Are we going to 5K and then we're switching to DraftKings?
Yeah. Cause like Alicia Clark, I'm not really big on the
Too
comment.
expensive. Too
I'm not really
expensive.
big on, especially if she coming off the bench now. Like you said, Mercedes Russell's not really big on at 5K. We'll
Brianna
talk about
Turner.
that when we get there.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, other than that, nah.
Okay. Let's go to DraftKings. Yeah, Russell. Like for me, Russell, Akama, Clark, all of it gone. Now again, if someone gets hurt or someone gets sick and they move into the starting lineup again, that's why it's important to follow on Twitter. I know we're jumping the gun a little bit, but follow on Twitter. Make sure you stick. We're going to have as much information as is available. It's always a struggle with WNBA.
Yep.
It's not like it's magically going to get easier this year. Hopefully, there's some incentive because they realize there's no fans in the stadium. You need to interact with the people who are watching the games, etc. So that might help.
And then, before you go into your forwards, listen to me, people. Listen to me closely. Like, hear what I'm saying. Do not harass the beat writers. Let us
Yes.
harass the beat
if
writers.
you harass the beat writers, they'll just shut off.
Yeah, some of you motherfuckers be out there hounding the fuck out of them. And then I blast them on fucking Twitter. And when I go and ask a question, they giving me shit. Like, I pissed in their Cheerios.
And it took a while to build a relationship with some of them. It really did.
I swear. Like, I'd be nice as fucking possible. Like, trust me.
Well, I'm not always nice. I will actually give them shit. He's not,
but they know I'm the man.
They will even say it.
I'm gonna come at them correct.
They'll even say like,
Please.
your friend's nicer than you are. I'm like, well, fucking, he's not as drunk as I am right now, so that's probably why. I mean,
just let us do that, man, because when they shut off, bro, it fucks everything in. And at one point, we had shit going.
Yeah.
So just let us do it, please. Just let us do it.
Yeah.
Ain't no disrespect to nobody else, but seriously, just let us do it. You gotta act. If you need something, I promise you, anybody will tell you. I've never not helped anybody that asks me something. I've always done my best to get it. Even if Bash even if I sit on his page and he ain't responded yet, I'll go jump in. And if I can help him, come on, man, just work with us. And I promise you, this season is gonna be cush. Like, cause this is like he said, this is the season where everybody's motivated. Even the ones that set out would have been motivated to play this season.
Right.
It's just got cut short.
Right. Last year was a weird season. Even the players weren't motivated last year. You remember they would bitch like, I don't get paid enough to do this, that, the third.
Yep.
And I'm not arguing that point. I'm just saying this year seems a little bit different.
Yep.
Now we switch to DraftKings. All of a sudden, Emma Meesman is what, like the 10th most expensive forward on Fanduel at 6'7". She's $12,000 on DraftKings. That tells you the kind of value you're getting on Fanduel for her.
Yep.
I still think she's playable, but it's like, I don't know if I can pay the $12K for Meesman when I'm getting Griner at 11-1 and Stewie at 10-9. What the fuck is going on? I don't know what is up.
Everywhere.
Let me tell you this. DraftKings, it's going to be a high-scoring slate on DraftKings because the pricing is too soft. It is really, really soft. You're going to need a big score in terms of WNBA to win on DraftKings because you can play basically anyone you want. You can, like, You don't
Yeah.
need. I don't even understand the pricing, honestly. Now, one thing I will say that will give me hesitation is if Seattle is beating the shit out of New York, 65-18, which could absolutely happen. Let me just make that very clear. You still get a lot of. I mean, if a WNBA team scores 65 points, you're pretty happy, but they will take her out and throw in Mercedes Russell and Crystal Langhorne, etc. So it might cap some upside. So that could be why the pricing's lower. I don't give a shit. 10-9, Breonna Stewart. You can see the differences on the two sites. It's really important to look at that. I think it is.
Yes.
Then you've got NECA and Tierra McCowan, 10-7, 10-5, and Candace Parker at 10-3. Again, it's too cheap.
Y'all didn't hear what I said in DraftKings? She averaged a double-double with poor shooting.
It's just,
Jeez,
it's just crazy. It's crazy to me. Zowie B, 9-5. Another great price and a great play. She's definitely got 40-point upside. You need 37 to hit 4 times value on DraftKings. Again, you score 200 points WNBA, you're going to do very well. Another 4, we didn't talk about her. Oh, I guess we're going to get to her because she's under 5K. So should I stop at this 8K range and go 7K and under? I'll do that. I'll stop right there. The last one above 8K is Candice Dupree at 8,300. I'll probably pass on that. She could certainly do it. I just think Akonwa and her will split a lot of the minutes. McCowan and all those, Kennedy Burke. Indiana's got a lot of young. It's going to be interesting to see. Again, we haven't got as much information from them because they got to the bubble late. They got there 8 days after everyone else, and they have a new coach. Candice Dupree, 8-3, probably too much. All right, value forwards, FanDuel, 5K and under. Let's start right at that 5K spot. I know you have something to say there.
Oh, Brittany. Man, Turner, I don't know. Breonna Turner,
she's going to start, right?
We know. See, and that's the thing. I don't know. Like, you would think so.
Well, who else is going to start?
That's what I'm saying. You would think so. And that's the way they had it last year. So, I mean, at 5K, yes.
Who else do they have? They don't have anyone else. So it's Taurasi, Diggins-Smith, Griner, Breonna Turner, and then who else? Who's the 5th starter for Phoenix? Is it going to be Bria Hartley? Are they just going to start 3 guards? It might be Bria Hartley.
The only other people on that roster, Nia Coffey, Kia Vaughn, like you said.
Oh, Nia Coffey, that's interesting. We'll get to that.
It's between them two.
Hartley and Coffey, right? It's going to be one of those two. And luckily, Jeff Metcalf on Twitter will let us know. We'll find out about Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not worried about that. The only team I'm really worried about finding out their starters is fucking New York, obviously. Yeah. Everyone else, like Seattle's very professional. Washington's very professional. Indiana lets you know very early.
Yeah.
Who did I leave out? Phoenix, we know about. LA. Sometimes LA can be a little tricky, but we'll know about LA.
Yeah,
but
we got 2.
To me, Breonna Turner at 5K, I think is a great play if you need some salary. If you're just paying up, or you want to pay up at one of the guards and be different in tournaments, she might be a little spot where you can get some value.
Eric Powers at 4-8.
Okay, well, who's Megan Walker? Megan Walker is another forward for New York. I'm assuming she's going to get some minutes. I don't know shit about her. Honest to God. No, she's a rookie.
It's a lot of these players I'm just going to skip right on over because I don't want to sell you false hope.
Yeah. Ariel Powers at 4-8. I love the Powers.
Listen, everybody thought that Asia Dura was going to be the savior. And she flopped so hard. I mean, I heard people talking highly about her, and she didn't have the season that everybody thought that she was gonna have. Yeah, that would have been. It just so I'm staying away from because we even talked about her too. Oh man, she should do this, and none of what we said was true at all. So
it was all bad.
I'm just not even gonna make myself look like an ass this year.
Bill Laimbeer. Bill Laimbeer's in Vegas now, but I think Bill Laimbeer would have done better with her in New York if he'd have stayed in New York anyways. But Ariel Powers at 4-8, she's going to see a ton of minutes. Again, the Washington front court, when we did this video a month ago breaking down the season, it was supposed to be Meesman, Della Don, Tina Charles. Ariel Powers and Hawkins were going to be way down the depth chart. Now, with Della Don and Charles out, And Latoya Sanders out, mind you. Forgot about that. She's also out. Ariel Powers is going to start. She's at 4,800 in a game that I think is going to be paced up if what we're getting from Indiana is true and they want to play a paced up game. That fits Ariel Powers perfectly. Love that price at 4.8.
Yep. And then, like I said, and here's the great thing about playing the LA forwards. When you look at the backups and Maria Gulich and Rashonda Gray, it's like, well, they're not going to play much. Not versus Grunner.
No. Well, unless NECA gets into foul trouble. What if NECA gets in foul trouble?
You see what I'm saying? Like,
and then you got to think it's Gulich, right? Rashonda Gray doesn't have the size.
She don't have the size, yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you have to switch over Candace Parker, and you really don't want to do that, especially if your other best player is in foul trouble. So,
right.
But Tiana Hawkins at 4.4, really like the price for her.
Yep.
Like I said, I don't know much about these other New York forwards, but the one forward I do know about is Kia Stokes. Now I'm telling you now, if she starts, I'm locking her the fuck in. First of all, I read a stat earlier today that she actually is like 56th on the list in the league in block shots, and she leads the New York Liberty in block shots.
Wow.
That's really interesting. Also,
I mean, New York just has a slew of these Kylie Shook, Liana Odom, Jocelyn Willoughby. I mean,
and here's the thing.
What the hell am I supposed to do with this?
If you look at the depth and you see the height wise, it's only like one other player that'll probably match Stewie as far as height wise. Now I get Stokes might not be the most athletic, but I think she has the best chance at slowing her down, or at least Natasha Howard. You know.
And for those of you who don't know, we usually wait till the last 2 weeks of the season to play Kia Stokes. She'll be minimum price, and then she puts up the 30.
That's what I was about to say. If you look at it before she went out, that last season, she went out with a bang, and we said it. We called her end of the year Stokes because that's what she do. She come through. Now, if I find out she starts, I'm telling you, I'm locking her in. Because if she gives me 20 minutes, man, she gon' smash that value.
Yeah.
She gonna smash that price tag. So I'm telling, if she starts, I don't see how you don't.
I'm probably passing on all New York forwards except for Zowie B.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe if she starts, yes, I'll throw her in at 3.8.
The only other one now I will say Lena Odom at 4K. Now I think she is the one that will actually get a lot of good run.
That's interesting. I like that deep dive. One other player I would talk about under 4K. I don't know if there's anyone else for you. I have a small amount of interest in Elena Coates at 3.7. For Washington. Just because, again, we talked about you got Meesman, then it's Powers, then it's Hawkins. She's going to be that fourth forward, and it's not like Tiana Hawkins is a world beater. So exactly. I could really see Elena Coates. Maybe she comes in for 10, 15 minutes and gets like 8 rebounds. You're getting her at 3.7. That opens up salary to pay up everywhere else. We've seen this. WNBA is different than NBA. This is very important. There's contests in WNBA where you play a minimum salary player at 3,000 and they get a 0, and that allows you to win the slate. Because all the players at 3.7, 3.8, and 4K get like 7 points. So you were better off saving the 700 and paying up to gain the 7 points. So WNBA can be different that way. I don't think that happens on this slate. I think there's too many options. I think about as low as I would go is Elena Coates. Like Christina Nigwe, I know, but I can't do the Morgan Tuck thing, obviously, because of Mercedes Russell. Maybe Anigwe gets some minutes in LA because they're a little shorthanded without Shanae, but I think that's where you see Maria Gulich step in. What about Nia Coffey for Phoenix at 4.4? I think that's a decent. Hawkins and Coffey at 4.4, both of them I think are probably the best values.
Yeah.
And then if you want to take a deep dive, if Stokes starts, those would be ones where I'd keep an eye on the things. Stokes and Elena Coates
because
way down there.
At least with Stokes, like we'll know.
Right.
would know if she started. Like if
Right.
she starts, you just
Right.
I mean, well, like everybody's gonna have her in cash, and that
Once
lets you
again,
set.
fuck you, New York Liberty. Just fuck you and all your bullshit. Like the New York Liberty, it's every year. I can't tell you how many times I've yelled at their beat writers and their I've done it so many times. Uh, Anything else on FanDuel and Value Town that you like?
Nah. We can go ahead and go on over to DraftKings.
Let's go to DraftKings. So we'll go under 8K. So then again, up here, you might have some prices you don't like. Aerial Power 7.6. You need her to get you about 30. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
Again, on DK, you need her to get about 20, 23 to 25, or on FanDuel. I'm happier with that. Alicia Clark 7.3. She is a minutes monster. I wish she was a little cheaper. This might be a spot where I go to someone like Natalie Akonwa at 6'2" if I need to. The thing with DraftKings is you don't need to go down here with the forwards. Because there's so much value at guard. I am not going lower than, I think Alicia Clark at 7'3" would probably be the lowest I would go, just because she does have a history of playing a ton of minutes and she can do a lot of things. But for me, you can stick above. Oh my goodness, there's my little niece. How are you, baby girl?
Ooh, shitting all over the place.
Thank God you look like your mama. That's all I have to say.
Here you
She
go.
knows I think that. So what I was just saying, I was telling everyone, is because of the pricing of the guards on DraftKings, there's not really a need to get down to these lower price forwards. Maybe if you want to take a shot on a Conwa at 6'2", I guess you could.
Yeah.
But so you got. I was saying probably the lowest I would go is Alicia Clark at 7'3", just because she has a history of playing a ton of minutes, so she may be able to get you to value 25, 28 points. But for me, I think I'm sticking Zowie B and above at forward, and I'm going to take all that value at guard with Tarasi, Diggin Smith. I mean, even these prices you're getting for these forwards here with Zowie B, Parker, McCowan, Nika, Stewie, and Griner are all too cheap. Very little interest in paying up for Natasha Howard at 11.5 or Meesman even at 12K, unless I can fit him in. I think they have the opportunity. Like Meesman, I think could absolutely hit value. She needs to get 50, 48. Howard, I think it's a tougher sled. But Griner, Stewie, NECA, McCowan, Parker, all there. You just don't need to go much lower. So I think that's it. Should we do our top three? You do FanDuel, I'll do DraftKings. How's that? Unless you want to go the other way.
Oh, let's do it.
Top three guards on FanDuel for you.
Okay. Really like Skylar Diggins. I'm just gonna say that. So I'm throwing her out there. Leilani Mitchell.
Yes.
And then my value. I'm gonna go Vivens.
Vivens, yeah. Even Ariel Atkins in the middle there at 4.7 too.
Yeah.
I like that. Or Clarendon, I could do 3.9, but I like that. On DraftKings, for me, again, the pricing's so soft. I have no interest at the top. For me, it's Sabrina at 7.5. It's Tarasi at 6.6, and it's Diggin Smith at 6.5. I think you're crazy to go with another 3. I mean, just throw them in the utility and pay up at forward. I would make the lineup here, but I'm not allowed to. I'll get in trouble from YouTube. But that that's a beautiful lineup, and I assure you I will have one with all 3 of those players in. All right, let's go forwards. Get the hell out of here.
All right.
Oh, my God, I love her so much. She's falling asleep right now. It's because she hears my voice.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Your drunk voice is soothing.
That's right. She knows it is. She's hearing that in the womb.
Don't play with me.
Well, not like that. That seemed weirder than it was. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad we did this show tonight. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's go forwards.
Man, it's hard. It's hard
on FanDuel. Yeah.
I think I'm going Stewie. Damn, all mine is just gonna be high price. Damn. See, now I don't know what I want to do. I'm gonna go Stewie, Candace Parker, and
Eastman? It's got to be
Yeah.
Eastman, right? It's got to be Eastman. Or are you going value?
Oh, I'm gonna go Stokes.
Stokes over Aerial Powers. Interesting. I like. That's tough. All right, I like it. I like it. On DraftKings, for me, it's pretty easy. Brittany Griner 11-1, sure thing. Love that. That's going to be a competitive game. LA Phoenix. The only thing my worry, Seattle New York could be a blowout. LA Phoenix I expect to be competitive, and Indiana Washington I expect to be competitive. So if I'm using my head and just playing off what I think is going to happen using game theory and game flow, those are the two games I'm going to focus on. I love me some Griner at 11-1. I mean, I absolutely love Tierra McCowan at 10-5 and then Zowie B at 9-5. Again, I just don't think the value is there. Actually, I will take that back. One value play on DraftKings who I overlooked, Brianna Turner at 6,300. She's going to start, she's going to play a shit ton of minutes, and she's got upside, so I could go there as well. Anything else before I get us the hell out of here?
Last thing, one player that we really didn't talk too much about, Lauren Cox. She's 4'8" on DraftKings, and she is 4'1", I believe, on Fanduel. Yeah. If she indeed actually did join the team, or does rejoin the team before the game, I don't know. She could be a player to look for. I
4-8
know
on DraftKings. That's super
they,
cheap. That's
they talk
soft.
a lot about her. They really like her.
I mean,
So that's probably
Maria Gulic down here at 5K. I guess if you're trying to be different, you pay way up at guard. Maria Gulic at 5K on DraftKings could be another one that I could talk about as well. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you do that, you qualify for the weekly PayPal giveaway. That will be on Monday. Dion, this has been fun. I know you've got sick kids and all that stuff, so Dion is trooping through it. But we're gonna be here for all the slates. I'm gonna be putting out so much. I'm even gonna try to do baseball. I'm gonna do baseball in the morning. Like, it's gonna be a busy time. You're gonna get sick of my voice, but I really appreciate the liking, the commenting, the subscribing. For all you MLB, NBA, NFL players, don't forget to check out Draft Dashboard. The links in the video description below. Player pools, projections, mass lineup generator. You can import your lineups in and out, the whole 9 yards. Getting that all together. I will have an MLB video out in the morning as well. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at DFS Bachelor, at Dion Boykin1. Love you all so much. Thank you so much. I hope you're all healthy, happy, getting through all this craziness as best you can. Give my niece a kiss for me. I love you guys. I love that. I love technology. This was never possible when I was a kid. Absolutely amazing. May the fantasy gods be with you all, and we'll see you for the next slate. Goodbye, folks.